Hello, Matt.
Hello.
So, I've got to say, Downton Abbey really taken the world by storm, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it is a rare phenomenon that would actually grow in its fifth season and grow to the point that actually Masterpiece Theater has grown, and they've expanded to like 2 hours of Masterpiece a night, which has never happened before. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that Downton Abbey reignited this franchise, got everybody so excited again about great period British drama, and just there's this, there's a lovability to this show, and the comfort level is so extreme. It's the kind of show that people watch who've kind of given up on episodic television. They come back for something like Downton Abbey.
Yeah, it's interesting. We often explore this on the show, trying to figure it out. Masterpiece has been doing these period continuing dramas for years, but something in Downton clicked. Do you have any idea what you think it is?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the voice of Julian Fellowes, and as much of a period piece as it is, there's clearly like a modern sensibility that seeps through in terms of the way that the characters are being presented. There's a modernity to it, even though it is definitely set in the past, and I think that this evolution of change as modern times begins to filter in certainly more this season, when you see something like Daisy from the kitchen beginning to be aware of the fact that an education could take her out of there, that the way of life that they're representing is definitely, there's a ticking clock to it. And I think that adds to sort of, there's a tension beneath the show as well. But I think that the fact that we're watching it with modern eyes, and I think that the voice that Julian Fellowes, who writes every episode, gives to these characters, I think helps distinguish it so it doesn't feel like a musty museum piece.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier, too, that we're in the fifth season, or series as they call it over there.
Yes.
And it has grown, at least for our audience, over and over again. What do you think he's doing that's evolving it? From when you see the first original pilot of the show to today, what has he done that's been so wise?
Well, I think, there's a certain amount of unpredictability to it. As predictable as the series is and in its familiarity, you never know when he's going to shake things up. I think maybe the death of Matthew at the end of that season was galvanizing to the show, and as upsetting as it was to many, it brought so much attention to the series that people are really on bated breath trying to see what's going to happen next. I think it has the classic appeal of a classic primetime soap, as well as the satisfying sort of relaxing quality of a great period English drama, that there is that sense that it's also, you really never know when the next shoe is going to drop. And certainly things are happening this season that make you wonder, is Branson going to stay? Is he going to go away? Where is Edith going to end up here? There's a lot of good plot hooks to this show as well. So he's doing it in a very canny way. He's just making good television.
Okay, and since you're always our go-to guy about knowing what's going on, we've heard that it's been renewed for a season 6. Do you know of anything after that? Have you heard?
Well, when a show like this gears up toward an actual endgame, there has not been any talk about a season beyond that. And Julian Fellowes is now really such a hot property, the writer-creator of this show, that he's under contract to NBC to try to create a show called The Gilded Age for them. And that's making some people worry that his allegiance to Downton Abbey will be at an end at some point soon. But I think with a show that's this powerful and this resonant in the culture, that when it's going to be a final season, we'll know it ahead of time. They're not saying that season 6 is the final season, and until they do, I don't think we should presume that it is.
From your lips to the TV god's ears. Matt,
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Ernie.